go to Megan first. So I'm just going to see if I can actually. Hi, Megan. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Donna. How are you today?
Yeah, good. I'm just spotlighting you so I can see you. There you go.
There you go.
I'm working it out. So, so how I work is I communicate directly with spirits. So, so what they're telling me is, you've got questions. Is that right? And where you're doing mediumship course, and you want to know how mediumship actually interacts with and works with hypnotherapy. I'm actually getting you're quite intuitive. You feel energy around you. You know what goes on, if that makes sense. And this is going to, you've actually got a really strong angel that works with you, with your healing.
Yep.
Feel this angel around you. There's also a light being that works with you as well. Okay. And I'm just getting your business. So you're doing a course in hypnotherapy, but I'm seeing you actually quite developed in other areas already.
Yep.
With herbs and with like other areas of healing and energy healing, if that makes sense. So
Yep.
Even do you do kinesiology as well? Yeah, because I'm seeing kinesiology. They're telling me kinesiology. So I'm actually seeing this branding your business off into a different area over the next 12 months. I don't know where you're working now and you're kind of renting rooms at a different place to where you are. Where, like, and this is going to be with maybe pairing up with a chiropractor or someone totally a little bit different to you, but you work on similar areas, but it's different. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah.
Getting this as being a male that you're going to pair up with, and you're going to work all together, okay? Yep. Out of a shop or store or whatever. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Yeah. So, I'm just getting this hypnotherapy is going to just complement everything. And
Yep.
they're saying, just remember to listen to spirit, listen to your intuition with all of it as well. Okay. Yep. Yeah, because that's what guides you where you need to go. All these courses that you've done in the past, spirits kind of guided you in that direction. You've had just this urge.
Yeah.
Go into certain areas, and it's just they've just taken you there. So
thank you, Donna.
Well, it was lovely to meet you.
Yes, lovely to meet you too.
Well, yeah, good luck with your business. It sounds amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to have a look who else is here. So, Annie, I'm going to spotlight if that's okay.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yep. I'm just, okay. I'm just working on my phone because I'm at the Melbourne convention. So.
Oh, right.
So I've never worked on my phone before, but I'm actually not doing too bad, I don't think. So.
Oh, you are so tech savvy.
So, okay, so what I'm doing is I'm giving some people readings today in the lunch break. So where you're working really hard with your hypnotherapy convention. So I'm just getting that you actually, I'm actually getting you're in the midst of learning. It's like you're go. You're learning, but you're evolving as well. I'm getting like I'm getting changes around your business next year, if that makes sense. Where you I'm seeing you actually going, what they're talking to me about is where your business is going to go more into a different area where it's actually recognised from the government or whatever, where you're going to be able to get funding. Do you do counselling as well? A form of counselling?
No, I don't.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm
getting... Not officially.
Yeah, but I'm seeing you getting knowledge I'm seeing your studies, what you're studying in, or you're doing a course where it's actually puts everything together and makes it recognised through the government, where you're able to get funding and people are able to use their private health insurance, things like that, if that makes sense. So I'm seeing that evolving over the next few years, okay?
Right.
And next year you're doing maybe a course where it's going to make you be recognised, okay? Putting it all together. Also, I'm seeing you working with past lives to do with hypnotherapy as well. Does that make sense? Past life connections, and I'm also seeing one of your past life connections actually works with you every day, and to be able to get information that you need. It's like you working with spirit, but it's your past life. Does that make sense?
Oh, look, I get it. Yeah, I know there's some sort of guide around me.
Yeah, and this is a connection that's actually coming in, and I'm actually getting that you work with this guide every day, but it's actually your past life. So you actually know a lot of information where you don't know where you're getting that information from, and just let you know this is where you're getting this information from. It's actually male, your past life, okay? It's right back, and he's guiding you. So, okay, on a daily basis, that's where you're getting that information where you don't know where the information's coming from. Okay. And yeah, it's like you're very intuitive. You just know certain things. You can just do like a healing on someone. You can straight away pick up where there's issues, and you pick up on links. So things that they're carrying from one lifetime to the next, and cutting that cord and clearing that energy and healing that that fear or obsession or whatever it is from one time in life from the other. So seeing that's your kind of specialty, if that makes sense. So if you they're just like confirming this and what you already know, but also they want you to know who's actually working with you. Yeah, because you kind of know, you feel them there, but you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He's a guy, he's quite big. He's quite young, like he's in his 40s, okay. And he's very high energy from a very high source, okay. And this is like all past life from many, many moons ago, like before Christ, like way, way back. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and they're just talking about the work that you do. You don't actually even realise the difference that you make in some people's lives, especially with people like with mental health, okay? Like you're a counsellor, but you're not. Like, yeah, like me. I'm a counsellor, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But getting it actually becoming more recognise what you're doing, where you're doing a few courses where you're actually going to be able to get that help with the government and everything. So, yeah, in the future. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, Donna.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
No.
It was lovely to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Well, I'm just going to see who else I've got. Let me have a look. Okay. Now, let me have a look. So, Agnes, I'm just going to add you to, you've got to start your video if that's okay for me to be able to see you. Agnes?
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Hello. I'm just going to, hi, I'm just trying to add you to the spotlight.
I've just made her a spotlight for you, darling.
Oh, you did? Okay, great. How are you? So how are you? So how I work is I communicate with your loved ones, your guides, and anyone who's around you, okay, to be able to give you some information. And today they're actually working towards like your work, giving information about your career and about your where you're headed. Okay, I'm actually getting a great well, okay. So grandmother from your mum's side. So she's around you. She's very loving, very caring, very gentle, this lady, if that makes sense. So and she's saying that she looked after you a lot, and she's saying that you actually looked after her a lot too when you were growing up. She's saying we pretty much looked after each other. And she just wants you to know she's around you. She actually gives you advice still. So you get a random thought in your head, or that's her communicating with you. So you can ask her questions, and what you get in your head, that's her answer. Okay, she just wants you to trust that. You're actually a medium. You feel it and everything yourself, but you're not listening sometimes, and you're not noticing. Does that make sense? Okay. And your nan's there because it's like you're a bit scared of spirit. You're a bit scared of feeling that energy. You're a bit scared of working with spirit. Does that make sense? So your nan's actually going to be there to teach you and to help you because it feels like a safe place. Does that make sense? So just ask your nan for help and she's going to help you. Okay. I'm actually seeing you. It's like you're interested in the bones and you're interested in so I don't know if you're a physiotherapist as well, or you're working into that area. Does that make sense? Or kinesiology as well, which to do with muscle testing. I'm seeing a lot of study coming up in the future for you. It's like your whole life, you're forever going to be learning. Okay. And you're one of those you actually can tune into people straight away and figure out what's wrong with them. Okay, you know straight away, and they show you through diagnosing through your body, you actually feeling their symptoms. Does that make sense? So when they've got a sore leg or a sore hip, you actually feel that. And what Spirit's wanting you to know is just to ask them, check with them so you get the diagnosis through your body, but then communicate with Spirit on how to assist with the helping as well, not only just your books and what you've learned. Does that make sense? Getting you going more and more into energy healing as time goes on, okay, and working more and more with Spirit as time goes on as well. So when we're young, we've got to live our life a little bit so we get more knowledge and we learn more things as time goes on. And you've just got that little bit more learning and everything to do yet. So just the main thing is just focus on listening to Spirit, feeling the information that they're giving you, and trusting it. Okay. So yeah. Okay. It's like you're going a bit crazy with the information they give you, but you're not. Actually feel the person that you're working on's information. Sometimes Spirit will come in and show you how they passed and things as well. So always ask, say, is that Spirit or is that the person I'm working on? Whose information is that? And what pops into your head is the answer. Does that make sense? Okay. So that mind-to-mind communication. Okay. So remember, the only way you get answers is to ask questions. Okay. So when I do my readings, I ask the questions to be able to get the answers. So do you have any questions?
No, it's felt a little surprising to hear my name called. So thank you. It was really sweet to feel my grandmother.
Okay. You're very
Thank
amazing.
you.
So, and you've got the grandmother there to help you along the way on your path. So you're very lucky there. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, lovely.
Thank
Okay.
you. Lovely to meet you too.
All right, let's have a look. Who's next? Let me have a look. I'm getting the hang of this now.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Okay, Emma. I might go to Emma.
I've spotlighted her for you.
Oh, you did? Okay, awesome. I'll go back. I'll get out of here. Hi, Emma. How are you? Okay, so how I work is I communicate directly with spirit, with your guides, with whoever's around you, and today they're kind of working with what you're learning or what you're working and telling me information about your business to help you guide you into the future, if that makes sense. Okay. And they're actually talking about, I've got this massive angel behind you, okay? This massive angel that works with you. It's like almost like pure energy. I don't know if you've had like a life-changing experience, like where you've had like, where you felt like you've gone on the other side, if that makes sense, or where you were sick and you had that experience. So, because when and they're telling me to explain that to you. So when people have dementia, or when people are very chronically sick and very ill, what happens is they go from this side to the other side. So sometimes I can do full readings with people with dementia or people with who can't communicate to their loved ones, if that makes sense. So through COVID, like a lot of people couldn't get overseas to a parent or whatever that was in a coma or quite sick. So I did a lot of my readings through the person who was actually close to passing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were giving me that information. So I don't know if you're going to work in the future with people who are close to passing, okay? People who are quite like physically sick, okay, or dementia people, and they're just telling me they want you to learn about that. So it's, I call it the area. So it's that in-between place. So when I was 16, I had cancer, and I went over there 4 times onto the other side. So, and yeah, it's like you're walking around and you can walk through walls and everything, and you can see your loved ones there, but they just can't see you, if that makes sense. So it's at that in-between place before you go to the next level of where your soul goes to when you pass over, if that makes sense. So they're just wanting me to explain that to you, and I'm getting that in the future you actually working with some people who are quite chronically ill, if that makes sense, quite unwell, and you making a really big impact and a really big difference to them and to their families. Okay, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like almost you're a nurse for palliative care, but you're not. It's like you're more working in an energy kind of sense, in a natural form, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's actually you're going to be quite successful at this older. So yeah, where it's going to really take, and it's like almost assisting people to pass, and using your hypnosis to be able to come down and send them over to the grey area at the right time sooner. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, a lot of this isn't you haven't learnt yet or
No.
experienced yet, and they're talking about me explaining this because in the future it's going to make sense to you. Okay, but you'll go into that avenue and you'll be like, oh, that crazy medium told me that.
Thank you.
And you'll be able to do things. I'm seeing like in your later days, like in the next 10 years, like down the track, I'm seeing you working with people who really need your help, and you really making a massive difference to a lot of them. So a lot of people, okay? Yeah. They're just talking about, it's like you feel energy and that as well. You're very spiritual, like and they're going to teach you. It's like you're going to have a spiritual awakening over, like a really big, further awakening over the next 5 years, where things are going to change and really make sense to you, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Do
you.
you have any questions?
Would you know who was behind me?
Yeah. The angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an angel behind you. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And this angel's got like pure energy. And this angel's going to work with you in the future to be able to assist people with your what you're going to do. So what you're working towards already. So okay, yeah.
Thank you.
It was nice to meet you.
And you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So let's have a look who else I've got here.
Rebecca Fisher's like, pick me, pick me, pick me. Do you want Rebecca?
Rebecca? Yeah, sure.
Here we
Let's
go.
have-
I've spotlighted her for you.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Hi, I'm really good. How are you?
I'm really good. So, okay. So with you, I just got like this burst of energy. Okay, burst of energy coming through. It's like you work with a really higher source, like if that makes sense. So really high energy, really high, and like it's like you're working with a really high source from the highest realms. Okay. And where you're getting this like influx of information all the time, where you don't know where it's coming from, and it's actually that those downloads are coming with them. I'm actually getting you writing a book. So I don't know if you're writing a book.
I told her that.
Yeah, writing a book in the future, okay, and you channeling the information. So it's like you've got so much life experience, so much experience in your fields, and it's like you're putting it all together. And they're saying that it's going to all come together actually through your book.
Okay.
So, like a lot of things that I do hasn't made sense to me over the years. I just do them, you know what I mean? And with my readings and information, like I've just done so many things, and it doesn't make sense to me. And it didn't make sense to me until I wrote my book, until I actually started teaching, if that makes sense. So it's like now I'll teach someone something, and because I channel that as well, and I'm like, oh, that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years, and I didn't even know how or why I was doing it. Does that make sense?
Total sense. Yeah.
I'm seeing this unfolding for you. So not only through writing your book, where you've been doing things for the last 20 years, you don't even know why or how you've been doing it, but you've been evolving and not even realizing it. Okay, so I'm getting this is all going to come together with this book, and I'm also seeing you teaching down the track as well. So where you're going to be teaching, and they're just talking about don't keep it inside the box, because you're outside the box. You are really different and really unique, you know what I mean? And your knowledge and what you've studied is really outside the box. You're very, very different, very, very talented, okay? And they're showing me it's like you work in so many different areas, and people with really rare and really weird problems, if that makes sense. And you being able to, and you get massive amounts of success out of what you do, okay, with healing people. It's like you you doubt yourself sometimes, and it's like all your information comes from spirit. I trust spirit before I trust myself, before I trust anyone. Does that make sense?
1,000%.
So they're just confirming that for you. They're knocking on your head going, you're right. You're like, stop doubting. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. And I'm just getting that trust spirit 100%. Your book is going to be written by spirit. They're going to come in and channel with you from this really highest source. Okay, I'm seeing not just one book, I'm seeing 3 books. Okay.
I just got tingles. Okay.
That's your confirmation. Tingles, yeah, right through my body. I just got through my shoulders and it's run down my back. Like, yeah, that's right. So, and you can't get more confirmation than that. So you need to get to work, girl.
Okay.
Find a quiet spot and start writing, and you're going to evolve through these books. You're going to be writing things that you already know, but you haven't figured out why you actually do it.
Okay.
In the future, you're going to be teaching this. So you're amazing. Oh my God. I want to come and that from you and get a treatment from you.
Anytime.
Well, it was lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much for reading me. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And I can't wait for these books come out. So, yeah. Okay. So, thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Who do we have next? I don't know if she's still here. Let me have a look. Who find? Okay. Let me have a look. Gabby. Have I read Gabby yet? Gabby, can you unmute yourself and turn on your video?
Yeah, hang on a sec.
Oh, okay, let's have a look. So where are you? I've lost you. Hold on.
You're
Okay. So spotlight for everyone. You should be spotlighted now. Let's see. There you are. Hi Gabby. How are you? Okay. So how I work is I communicate directly with spirit. So today they've been showing me who's around you, what you do is work, and it's like guidance from the other side. I'm getting actually a father figure around you though, really strong father figure around you. Okay, and this is your father in spirit? Because because he's around. And was he a bit of a hard man in life? Like I'm getting him not being around you as much in life as he wished he had been. Does that make sense? And that's why he's around you now in spirit. Yeah. Sometimes people who weren't around us much in our lifetime or let us down or whatever end up coming and they end up helping us from the other side and kind of making up for where they maybe let us down a little bit in this lifetime. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. He just wants you to know that he's around you. He's trying to help you. He wants to help you in life. Okay. I'm just getting. I don't know if you're in the country or you're kind of like wanting to start retreats or go to retreats and work. Does that make sense? Because I'm getting like you working in retreats, working and traveling a little bit, okay? And I'm seeing you making money out of these retreats going to in the future. It's like I'm seeing you, it's like you've got so much life experience, if that makes sense, and then showing you a lot of what people need through your own experiences. Does that make sense? It's like you've got a lot of understanding about all walks of life and all kind of different areas because you've experienced so much. Does that make sense? You've really got that empathy that other people don't have around certain areas because you have that level of understanding. Okay? Yeah. And I'm just seeing you like you do such a good job because of you having that empathy and understanding that others just don't have. Okay? And I'm actually seeing more study coming for you as well. And do you do circles, spiritual circles? Or teaching in circles? Because in the future, I'm seeing you, if that makes sense. Okay, and this might be at these, because I'm seeing you going to retreats, you're working there, you're actually like assisting people with their own spiritual and with their health issues as well, and even past life connections. But I'm actually seeing you also going to running circles, and actually it's like you're tuning into it, you're using sound, if that makes sense, and the vibration of sound to actually like assist with a healing property. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah.
Circles, not so much, but yeah, the rest of it.
Yeah, like healing. It's like the vibration going through. But in the future, like later on down the track, I'm seeing you actually being in a circle with like-minded people, and you kind of guiding this circle with sound healing, with all the information that's coming through. It's like you channel information as well. Does that make sense? And you write in journals as well. You do the writing as well. Does that make sense? And that's where you get that source, where you get that information. So do you draw as well?
Not very well.
Yeah, because I'm just seeing you kind of drawing and scribbling and just trusting that information. And that's not like the last lady that I read for where you're going to write a book, but I'm seeing this for yourself. So where you're actually writing and that helping with you downloading the information that you're getting, and learning how to clearly get that information and understand it. Does that make sense? Where you can read back onto it later. So they're also talking about a trip overseas for you, if that makes sense. I don't know if you're planning on going to the UK or have some kind of links to the UK. Does that make sense to do with your business as well?
Yeah.
I'm seeing you going over to the UK and that being successful. Okay. That's going to be successful. You're going to learn a lot there. And I'm seeing you going back there many years later and actually as a teacher in some way, if that makes sense. So where you once weren't, you ended up being the teacher. Where you once weren't, learned. So, yeah. Okay. So lovely to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Do I have to finish healing before I start doing the retreats and teaching and stuff?
You listen to spirit. You have a good connection with spirit. Does that make sense? Do as many courses as you want, but you'll never learn as much as what you'll learn directly from spirit. So listen to them, trust them, and they will guide you. Yeah. Okay. With healing and with with mediumship, all of it, we always question if we're ready. Does that make sense? Are we ready? Do we know enough? What do I need to learn more? But if you trust spirit, you can just jump out there and they will tell you what you need. Okay? Okay. So,
all right. Thanks very much, Donna.
Thank you. No worries. Okay, let's have a look. Who's next? All right. Annie, Baptist Hypnotherapy. Do you have a camera, Annie? Is Annie there? Did I read for you already, Annie? I think I read for you already. Okay, sorry. I get a bit forgetful because I'm communicating with spirit, so I get a bit forgetful.
True.
Okay.
Geraldine has her camera running.
Yeah, Geraldine. Okay.
I've spotlighted her for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Geraldine, hello. How are you?
Unbrushed hair, what can I say?
Got a lovely scenery in the background. So, okay. So how I work is I communicate directly with spirit. So today I've been working with actually who people have around them, who they work with, who they and yeah. So they've been giving a little bit of guidance to do with your work. So I'm actually getting with you. I'm getting an older lady with you. She's like an angel, but she's your guide, if that makes sense. So okay, and she says to me that you know who this lady is. Does that make sense?
Possibly. I mean, it could be my aunt, but I'm really not sure.
Yeah. I'm actually getting this is actually a spiritual being, not one of your living relatives, if that makes sense. And this is someone who's been around since you were a child. So this is your guide. I'm getting her actually having long silver hair like yourself, but it's really straight. And she's just got the most amazing energy, and she's around you with your work, working with you. With your auntie, I actually have her coming through. She's like quite young, if that makes sense.
No, she wasn't that young.
Yeah, okay. I'm seeing her like in the 60s, if that makes sense.
She died when she was in her 70s.
Okay, because I'm getting her quite sick, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she did. She had near end stage renal failure at that point.
Yeah, because I'm seeing her quite sick, and I'm seeing the last 10 years her being quite sick. And I'm seeing she was showing me when it's all started. Yeah, her illness. Yeah, and she's just talking about how she's at peace now. She spent a lot of time on the other side before she actually passed over.
Okay. Right.
She's talking about, she's also talking about your mother, if that makes sense. So, is there issues around your mother at the moment?
No, she's passed too.
She's passed, okay. And sometimes when they'll actually start talking about them, because she's just popped up as soon as I asked if there was issues around your mother, and I'm getting your mother around you. Was your mum a bit of a hard lady?
In a way, but I learned an awful lot from her because of it. There were things I missed out on, but there was some, amazing skills that I got. I'm very fair about it all.
She's talking. She was a hard lady, but straight to the point, if that makes sense. She didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty straight to the point, aren't I, Trish?
She was straight to the point, and you're good in that way as well. Your business actually goes forward because you're like that. People come to you because you just tell it how it is, if that makes sense.
Potentially, I'm just going to plug my headset in. So hang on, I'm just going to make sure that I can actually
hear me. Yep. Oh, now I can't hear you now. I can't hear you. I can't hear you with your headset on. Are you there? No, I can't hear you. Yep. Oh, now I can hear you. No, I can't hear you with the headset.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
now?
now?
Yep. Okay.
Sorry about that, but it's just the audio is not perfect on this, so I just thought I better hear you very well.
Yeah, that's okay. Yep. So I'm just getting your mum's very if anything, she taught you how to just go straight to the point, not beat around the bush, and to trust yourself, to really trust yourself, if that makes sense. So she's just saying, make sure you trust yourself. Okay. Yes. Your abilities are, trust what you know, trust it. It's like she's there guiding you as well at the same time. This lady, your mother was like full of knowledge, full of information. And she actually got a lot of it from spirit, if that makes sense. So,
I wouldn't have said that she actually knew she was connected to spirit at all. But I mean, she gave me lots of knowledge, like Martha Gardner's hints, definitely, and how to stand up for things you believe in, and where to go, and who to contact.
And that was with her hardness, where if she believed in something, she would fight to the end. And
She did.
Like a dog without a bone, with a bone.
Correct.
Yeah.
and I've done that too.
Yeah. And I'm getting this is like past life connection that's with her, and I'm getting you actually having past life many times over together as well. We're playing different parts, different roles, and we'll meet again in many other lifetimes, if that makes sense. So I'm also getting with you, it's like you're wanting to take your business into a different area, and you're a bit worried about going in that area, if that makes sense. Like,
well, I haven't 100% decided on the area, but I do have to take it the next level. And and you know, and I have got a huge amount of stuff, which if I took the background off, you'd know what I was talking about, to deal with. And it's just like I'm just running out of juice for the whole thing. Yeah.
I'm just getting a lot of chaos, if that makes sense. Like a lot of things that need to be organised, and you needing to be able to put things in order to be able to start to go to the next level, if that makes sense.
It does, but it's always time and money. It's like trading, you know. It's time and price. So at the end of the day, if I've got the time, then I don't necessarily have the money coming in. If I have the money coming in, I haven't got the time. So I'm still stuck in the stall. Yeah.
But what they're just saying is you don't always need the money, because a lot of information you just know. Does that make sense? A lot of things come to you which you don't even know where that comes from.
No, it's just being able to sort all the other stuff out. It's not even about spending money on stuff. It's just stopping long enough to get it sorted and paying people. No, it's
I'm seeing it coming through with. I'm seeing it by the end of next year, things clearing a lot for you, if that makes sense. Okay. So
tell the Reserve Bank that.
Things are going to clear by the end of next year. It's like this next year, at the beginning, it's going to be a bit of a hurdle, and it's like you're kind of banging against things to be able to move forward. But I'm seeing it being released around August at the end of next year, okay, where things are going to open up for you, and where I'm getting your business moving to a different area as well. So where you're going to get extra work as well, and that work's going to come in where you're not going to be working. Are you working from home at the moment?
No, only if I do a Zoom hypnotherapy occasionally. No.
Yeah, because I'm actually seeing where you're not going to be working at home. You're going to be actually working from a proper place, like from a suite. And I'm seeing it's like you're connected with other different people. So there'll be different people in this suite, or it's like a doctor's surgery with all different doctors, if that makes sense, where you're going to have your own room to operate out of. Okay, it's like do you at a cheap rate. And it's like almost where you only pay them a certain amount if you make that money, and they bring in a lot of the customers for you. Okay, so a lot of the work's going to be done, but just trust the information. It's like you're worried if you do know enough information, if you're ready to, and you're quite ready to be able to operate now. So you need to just let that go and just go for it.
I've got a Facebook page that I've been now starting to work on properly. When would that get going? And also I've got a part-time job that's going to be physically pretty taxing till Christmas if I want to take it, and I have to make a decision today on that one.
Yeah, with this job, I'm actually seeing you taking it, and the hours aren't going to be as taxing down the track. I'm seeing like next year when you
No, this is just a Christmas job with Australia Post, but I've got to work till midnight and then get across town to work at 8:30 and then go back and work again 6 till midnight.
Yeah, because I'm actually seeing that only lasting for an amount of time, if that makes sense. So
it does, but it's a matter of whether I can cope with it until Christmas.
Yeah, I'm just seeing you being there until they'll keep you on until the end of January. I'm finishing that finishing in January. So
Okay, but I don't
I-
know whether I can physically cope with the lack
Yeah.
of sleep and rushing around, and whether it's going to be okay.
yeah. I'm just saying, they're just talking about you needing to weigh up that, because it's like you're needing the money, but then you've got to make sure that you look after your health as well at the same time. Because
Well,
I'm just
I can't. I know that. That's why I have to make a
very
decision.
exhausted. Yeah. You are physically exhausted at the moment. Yeah. Okay. You can do it, but it's like, it's really, a lot of things are starting to play on your health. Okay. Really starting to play on your health. I'm getting this job only lasting till January anyway, if you do take it on. But
I know it's short term, but I don't normally say I don't know whether I can do it for that long. I don't know whether I can do it for that long.
Yeah. I'm also seeing your full-time job. And they're saying that you can do it until January, but you're going to be exhausted. You're going to need a break after that. Okay. So if you is the money worth it?
Well, that's the question. That is the question I've got to face
The
today.
age-old question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank-
And that answers for you. Yeah. Okay. That what they're talking about, it does take a toll on your health.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Pardon?
I don't need that.
No, that's right. So
Thank you so much for that, Donna, and talking to Geraldine. We do need to shuffle on as such sort of thing. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. And I have thrown the link to Donna's webpage inside of the chat. So if you would like a reading with her or anything like that, please, by all means, reach out to her and say, hey, pick me. Okay. All right, lovely. So hopefully we've got Lisa Garside up next talking about a Kubrick Akashic Records. I don't know if I said that properly, but otherwise than that, we'll jump on over into the next presenter. And thank you, Donna. Have an amazing day. I really wanted to go to that expo, but we clashed. That's all it was. So maybe I'll catch you in the future. Okay, lovely.
fun. All right, lovely. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
I might need the link, Trish.
Yep. Just send me an email, sweetheart, and I'll flip it to you.